Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
In parts of Brazil, whether a family keeps its monthly grocery money can depend on a camera at the school gate. That camera scans a child's face to mark attendance. And in Paraná, attendance feeds an algorithm that helps decide who keeps a key welfare benefit called Bolsa Familia. If you've ever dropped a kid off at school, this one lands close to home. Because this isn't really a story about attendance software. It's about a child's face becoming the key to their family's survival money. Brazil's Data Protection Authority, the ANPD, recently ordered public schools in Paraná to stop processing children's biometric data immediately. The regulators say facial scanning on kids brings surveillance risks, biased algorithms, and the collection of far too much sensitive data. So how did scanning children's faces become normal in the first place? Start with the money. In Paraná, a family's Bolsa Familia eligibility partly depends on their child showing up at school. That attendance record is now largely generated by a machine reading faces. So if the system glitches or misreads a child, the consequence isn't a marked down grade. It's a family's benefit on the line. Prosecutors moved. In April 1st, 2025, a Paraná prosecutor filed the first legal challenge against this setup. That case is still open. It's actively steering where Brazil's rules go next. Now widen the lens. Privacy advocates describe what's happening here as regulatory arbitrage. In plain terms, European companies selling surveillance tools that regulators back home considered too invasive for children. Investigators who dug into this found that software could scan hundreds of thousands of children a day. Weak enforcement made that scale possible. The camera that watches your kid might be a product no one would allow on kids where it was built. And it's not only schools. The ANPD recently opened action against 23 football clubs. Regulators say those clubs used facial recognition for ticket sales and stadium entry without proper transparency and swept up children's data in the process. That's 23 clubs. This isn't one school district's mistake. School administrators do push back. They say the scanning helps with meal planning, faster attendance, even flagging health concerns to parents. But the ANPD answered that plainly. Its guidance says facial recognition in schools is simply not recommended. Use manual sign-in. Use ordinary digital roles. Anything that doesn't mass collect a child's biometrics. Here's the distinction that matters. Comparing one known face to one known photo is not the same as scanning thousands of faces to see who shows up. Regulators aren't banning the careful, documented match. They're coming for the always-on camera that treats every child as a data point. So here's the whole thing in plain words. A camera at school reads a child's face to prove they showed up. In Brazil, that attendance can decide whether a family keeps its grocery money. Now the country's privacy watchdog has told schools to stop. Whether you fight cases for a living or just sign a school consent form, the lesson is the same. Ask what happens to that face after it's scanned. The full story's in the description if you want the deep dive.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.